All right, man. Let's talk about Cam Akers. So apparently, um, Los Angeles Rams moving on from Cam Akers. Now, I know a lot of fantasy owners wish they would have knew this. Now, Sean McVay said after the first game that Akers had to like gain trust or something like that, or get it back and whatever going on. It ain't working. So it's a lot that ain't working over there. But let's get into it. Sean McVay, we explore helping Cam Akers find a fresh start with the new team. It says the Rams can't find a trade partner for Cam Akers. Then they'll move him. Um, he said that was essentially the message from Sean McVay when he spoke to reporters Monday. He said there's a possibility that he could try to help him look for a fresh new start with another team. McVay said via Gilbert Manzano of the Southern California News Group. That's something we've explored. If that doesn't come to fruition, then we'll figure out a solution, how best to move forward with him here, and those will be the things that we'll work towards over the next couple of days. As reported by Pro Football Talk on Sunday, Los Angeles asked Akers not to come to the facility on Thursday and Friday last week. In rapport, the NFL media reported that there are some philosophical and football-related differences that exist between McVay and Akers that have created a rift. McVay left the door for Akers to possibly play for the Rams again, but at this point, that seems unlikely. Quote, that's definitely something that I would never say. McVay said, I think I like to think I'm a very open-minded person, but I think when you look at certain situation scenarios with the way things have unfolded as of right now, I think that's the best option for all parties. I think would be to explore if there's a good situation for him on another team. If that doesn't come to fruition, figuring out the best way to be able to utilize him, being able the best player he's capable of, I would never speak in the absolute like that. The Rams selected Cam Akers in the second round of 2020 draft. He rushed 625 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rookie also recorded 131 yards in the playoff victory over Seattle. He tore his Achilles, just before the start of training camp in 2021, but was able to return for one regular season game in Los Angeles postseason run. He appears in the Rams' first 5 games of the season, starting for weeks 4 and 5. He has 151 yards on 51 carries and a rushing TD plus 2 catch, 18 yards. So, quite frankly, he said he open-minded. So when you beef with the man in charge, you beef with authority. And offensive genius like Sean McVay can't do what's best to use you. And I don't know what that is. But I do know something. When you can't block, and I think the Rams lost their left tackle, when you can't block, if Cam Akers saying, well, we need to run the ball a lot more, and this is how I want to run it, I think that might be a fact. I think you might want to listen. They throwing the ball way too much. How many attempts did Matthew Stafford have for last week versus, good Carolina defense? They ain't the best to stop the run, but good defense. So he had he lost to, they beat them. He had 33 pass attempts. And between their running backs, Henderson had 12 carries. Malcolm Brown had 7 carries. So they had a couple other guys in there. So, but yeah, they need to be running the ball a lot more. You got to protect Matthew Stafford. He's taking a beating. But they had a super team last year, and they wasn't really able to keep all of them together. And they not, like I said before, they got to commit to running the football. You go out in the offseason, you probably not bringing back Odell. I heard Sean McVay say, well, they're going to up the offer of Odell Beckham, and he said that was his lowest offer. Get rid of Sean Von Miller. Aaron Donald seemed to fell off a cliff. His heart ain't in it no more. He wanted to retire. Anytime somebody think about retiring, he really don't want to play. And, how do you best protect the Allen defense and no offensive line? You run the ball. You run the ball. You get down, you're losing those guys in the offseason. They should have found a way to get a physical running back to go with Cam Akers. I felt the New Orleans Saints misused Reggie Bush, and I think a lot of people felt that in NFL. They used him like a glorified scat back. And they wasted his prime years. And I know in the back of his mind, he wish he never would have went there. You know what I'm saying? I know in the back of his mind, he wish he never would have went there. But it says the Lions' possible destination listed for Rams running back Cam Akers. Could the Lions general manager Brad Holmes trade for Rams running back Cam Akers? So they said Lions were among teams listed as the current general manager. Brad Holmes was the Rams organization at the time Akers was drafted. So it says for all DeAndre Swift talent, he's yet to stay healthy headline in Detroit's backfield. Dan Campbell team is built to establish the run thanks to both its personnel and coaching staff. Writer Cody Benjamin explained, Lions general manager Brad Holmes was the Rams director of college scouting when the Los Angeles Rams drafted Akers, and assistant GM Ray Agnew also was in the Rams front office at the time. No, I'm not. Nope. They need a big physical back. They need a real physical back, bro. And somebody, Cam Akers is solid, but you don't go out here trading unless it's like a 5th or 6th round draft pick. You don't go out here trading, valuable assets for a running back. You can find a running back anywhere. But it's definitely a need for them. It's definitely a need for them. Definitely a need. It's definitely a need for them. But I just think you can I just think you can I just think you can go younger there. And man, it's really looking like they should have took Kenneth Walker the third too, but but nonetheless, I just think probably best for Akers to go to a contender, Buffalo, whoever need a running back. But Singletary looked pretty good there though. But Lions needs an all-purpose back that can do it all. Explosive, which these dudes hard to find. Explosive. Um, get the tough yards. I mean, I don't know who coming out next year, but Breece Hall would have been nice this year. Kenneth Walker III would have been nice this year, but it's always good running backs that's out there. But they need somebody that's all purpose, who can stay healthy, who can take the grind, who can take the beating. And Cam Akers, dude, but I just think, if the price is right, then you take the chance on him. But I just don't, I'm not sure, bro. I just think they need something else. But he might be the answer here. Explosive back. Get him for a little bit of nothing. Why not? Time to move on from DeAndre Swift. Maybe him and DeAndre Swift can be a two-handed monster. He's more explosive than Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams could be, he can be the short yardage back, and Cam Akers is a 4.47 guy. Just so DeAndre Swift around there as well. But I'm gonna get a 4.47 guy. I want him to be a lot bigger. Swift was a 4.48. So maybe they could be that's why I was just so more into I was so much more into Jonathan Taylor, because he's just physical. He's more physical, but he had finally missed a game in his career, never missed a practice. Now he kind of NFL grind. It's a grind. So maybe Akers and Swift could be a nice two-headed monster, but I just rather go. But it'll knock something off your wish list on the draft next year. Maybe you can mix them in together and they can create one whole back. But Achilles injury already. Maybe we want to go somebody a little fresher. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Maybe you want to go somebody that's a little fresher right now. But I'm not, definitely closed mind to it. So we got to wait to see. But check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance of notifications. We go live or drop video financially. You want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. One time for one time. Mercy Sports Talk. One time for one time. Peace.